All right, guys. So, I am in Cleveland, Ohio, which is where I am originally from, and I'm with my BFF Tanya. So, we in her what you call this?
Miss T's Ladies Lounge.
We are both at a certain point in our lives. Well, Tanya is
Retired.
right.
Newly retired. What was it, May 27th or something like that? Just this past May.
How did that happen?
I had already been out on leave from work since December of 2021. Do you remember when I had called you at work? That day I was crying.
Oh yeah,
and
you had a
everything
little
like that.
a mini like breakdown or something. Was
Yeah,
that day?
that panic attack.
Yeah, that panic attack. Yeah.
Do you know? I probably this is because of you.
What?
This decision, like where I am right now, this is because of you. Thank you, bestie.
What happened?
Yeah, this is the revelation, like seriously. Because I had never had a panic attack in my life. Right? So it was you telling me, okay, so you're having a panic attack. Mm-hmm. You helping me through that panic attack, right?
Yep, I remember that.
So right after that, I was like, okay, I need to leave. That happened on like a Wednesday. I had got things situated at work and I took off. During that time that I was out on leave, I had a chance to think. I got some clarity. I was at peace. I was healing.
You was doing
and
a
everything.
whole like retreat.
Oh my gosh.
A personal retreat. Right.
So it was like, yeah, I can't do this. I don't think I need to do this. But I'm like, I had to at that time. I needed to see if I was healed enough to go back to work.
Right.
So I go back to work in April and my blood pressure is going up. It's uneventful. But my blood pressure is going up and I'm like, yeah. So let me talk to my husband. Avery and I talk about it and we're just like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, quit. For real?
Like, let's retire.
So we doing this. And it wasn't about go look for another job.
Right.
It was like, let's done.
Be done.
We're done. Done. So I was like, okay, girls, when y'all last day of school, they said May 27th or whatever. I said, okay. So I typed up this long ass letter to the court. I'm like, thank you. And I decided to go into early retirement to pursue this. They laughed at me and said, you couldn't. I said, watch me. I was a juvenile probation manager.
So you had a real job.
Yeah, like, I had a real job.
Like,
this was over 22 years as a court professional.
Right. We were on the same page because we graduated high school when we were supposed to. We graduated 4-year when we were supposed to.
Yep.
You went into criminal justice. I went into pharmaceutical. And here it is. This is both our 22nd year in corporate America.
Yeah.
There's this other part of the black person's experience in corporate America. And, you know, of course, nothing is all bad, right? But there's a lot that hasn't been talked about.
Right.
I feel like black people in corporate America, we
under the microscope.
are under the microscope, and because we're under the microscope, we are really good at hiding the discomfort of our environment.
Yes.
Like,
always, you can never relax.
Exactly.
You can never relax.
Like,
you cognizant of everything.
Everything. Like,
everything about you, though.
Like,
I felt like I was silent my entire juvenile court career, up until like George Floyd's murder. I kind of like used my voice a different way. So I just protested in a way where I just didn't go to court. I didn't go to work.
Right.
And at this time, my boss, who is a white woman, she called and was like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." She was like, "No, what do you," she's like, "No, really, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm fine." She was like, "Really, how are you? A black man was just killed on TV in front of everyone to watch by the police." So this is the first time that a white person had ever asked me this. So it meant something to me. I don't want to play this game of Monopoly anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The game is rigged.
Is it? The game is rigged. That's it.
You know, I've been playing.
It's
by
a
the
carnival
rules.
game.
It's a carnival game.
That's what it is.
It's a carnival
Yo,
game.
corporate America is carnival games.
And the sooner you realize that, the better off at life you will be. Like, these are straight facts. Like, you don't even have to believe of working a straight 9 to 5 corporate America job and to retire at 65 shit, so that you can have all of that stress.
Right.
You climb an impossible ladder to some
Right.
success that don't
The ladder
really,
to nowhere.
to nowhere that don't even truly define success.
Right.
Because you constantly proving some shit that don't even matter into who.
You know what it's like? You know what getting to that point is like? It's like trying to win the big gigantic teddy bear
Right.
at that one carnival
Right.
stand.
Like, you just called this the carnival game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But those type of, to me, those positions, that next level. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people who actually want to advance and it works out. Like, I'm not saying that, right? But I'm
Absolutely.
saying for me as a
I
whole,
had that dream too.
I thought my master's was going to help me do
For
that.
real.
Yeah.
Facts. You know what I'm
so
saying?
it ain't about against that, but what I learned from my experience and looking back on it, that next rung, that next promotion, that next whatever was just the big ass teddy bear at the carnival game. You spend way more money than the thing is actually worth. And you spend so much time trying to figure out games that's not built for you to win.
And what you do with it when you finally get it?
You don't do nothing with it.
You fucking,
You don't do nothing with it. Now, granted, it meant that I could buy more stuff. Yeah. I could eat different foods more often.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't going to sit up here and say that it didn't serve me and benefited me, right? But I think what I'm saying is that what I thought that it was going to be or what it meant is not what it ended up being and meaning for me.
The game is rigged, y'all. The game is rigged.
It is. You know, we're both in a situation where we own our time now. Right? Like, we don't report to anybody. We don't have a 9 to 5. We are completely out of that world. Now we're in this place, we talked about this, you know, of like exploring what is this new space. Because I don't know about you, but I don't have anything to reference or compare it to. And it's not even a comparison of like good or this is better than this. Just a comparison of like, what does one do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I feel kind of like I need some structure now. So I created this schedule where it was just like, okay, 6:30, you're going to get up, 7:30, get dressed and go to the gym. 9 o'clock, you come home and you kind of do your administrative tasks for all of the businesses.
Yep.
12 o'clock, go to lunch. It was like 2 o'clock, do the household chores.
Yep.
3 o'clock, do some more work, administrative work or something, and then try to have dinner started by 5 o'clock. I mean, because that was like a loose guide for me to kind of keep me, you know, structured.
What is your hope for this next phase?
It's about time freedom. It's about rest for me. It's about really surrendering and just knowing what that means. because it's a challenge.
To surrender.
To surrender. So as I continue on this journey in this next chapter, I'm looking forward to really coming to terms with surrendering. Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking, I was telling Tanya earlier, like, I remember a year ago now.
It was November. It was November. I remember.
Almost a year ago. We was talking about the work. And you said, what's the work?
What is the work?
What is the work? And now, almost a year later, it's like, it's so crazy to hear you say all this stuff and to see your own personal growth because you discovered what the work is, right? And your next chapter is about embracing and being more comfortable
with the work.
And with the work. But that's the whole point of adult puberty is that, we had these conversations and just, you may not have no answers, but it's just the fact of somebody having a conversation and be like, yo, I feel you, where you at, like, I get it, right? And to know that, we not alone in terms of figuring it out, and none of us have it figured out, and that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Like, we help each other figure it out just how we were when we were, like, teenagers, you know what I mean? Like... Well, thanks, homie. I'm glad that, thanks for being on, and I think you are my first, you're like my first interview guest.
For real?
Yep.